don't look at this the traditional way, man. This isn't old school where the guy's just throwing.
I don't
Right?
know.
He scores. He's a scorer. He's a playmaker. This dude just scores. So I hope that isn't starting to become a thing with people that look at Hurts' touchdown passes. Who cares? Get in. Just get in. All right, let's talk some birds here, guys. I had a buddy yesterday, and this has kind of spurred the thought here. I'm going to bounce it off of you guys. And he was asking me, hey, I hadn't talked to him about the Eagles in a little while. What do you think about the Eagles? And we're kind of going through some things, and I said, yeah, a couple things concern me, special teams, whatever. I laid out a couple things, and he said, you not worried about Hurts? I said, no, I'm not worried about Hurts. In fact, I feel great about Hurts. He's playing awesome. He's only got 4 touchdown passes. I said, yeah. I said, you're not worried about that he's just not a good enough passer? I said, no. Have you watched him play this year? He said, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So listen, he says to me, I need my stud quarterback to have more than four touchdown passes. I said, timeout. I said, number one, tell me how many rushing touchdowns he has. I don't know. What's he got, 3 or 4? I said, he has 6. He has more rushing touchdowns than any quarterback in the league. I said, a couple of those are just quarterback sneaks where he keeps it and punches it in. I said, who cares how he's scoring the touchdowns? He's got 10 of them. So 10's a pretty good number, right? Through 5 games. Well, yeah, I guess. I said, don't look at this the traditional way, man. This isn't old school where the guy's just throwing.
I don't know.
He scores. He's a scorer. He's a playmaker. This dude just scores. So I hope that isn't starting to become a thing with people that look at Hurts' touchdown passes. Who cares? Get in. Just get in.
I'm going to tell you this. And I said this earlier in the year after that first preseason game when he got in. I said, look, he is not going to blow you away with the stats. He's not that type of guy. Ben Roethlisberger was the same way. He didn't blow you away with his stats. He started out just blowing you away with wins in the win column. That's when he's blowing you away. Big Ben ran off 13 games. 13 games in a row. Jalen Hurts is undefeated. In fact, I think for the last, 10 games, he's the last 10 games, he's only lost 1.
Yeah, he is. Oh, God, I just wrote it down. If you go back to 2021, his last 10 games, he's 8-2.
Come on, man. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry, regular season. Obviously, it doesn't include the playoffs. Yep.
So, I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about a guy that wins. You know what I'm saying? I mean, last time I looked at a quarterback, if a quarterback is out there doing his job, that's when you're winning. He's doing his job then. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I get so mad at people because he's not worried about the individual accolades. Mm-hmm. He could care less if he becomes a Pro Bowler. He could care less if he's MVP. What he cares about is winning football games.
Yes.
And that's what we should be worried about. Oh, because he throw out. I mean, I know plenty of quarterbacks that threw thousands of touchdowns, but were very bad quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, later with that.
Kirk Cousins has thrown a lot of touchdown passes, and he hasn't even played in a NFC Championship game.
Carr's
when he get his 200 last night, right? 200th last night on the Devontae Adams big one early.
How many touchdown passes did Phillip Rivers throw in his career?
Right.
Yep.
What did he win? Am I missing something here?
Right.
Because every touchdown he would throw 45 a season, but he'd have 15 picks every year.
Romo threw a lot.
He want?
Dak Prescott threw a lot.
There you go.
Yep.
Bottom line is there's only one team that's still undefeated in the NFL with a quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over, with a quarterback who helps generate offense with his overall athleticism, and they are putting necessary points on the board. I don't care how you get to the finish line. Just get to the finish line before anybody else does. What's the old saying? Just win, baby. What did Al Davis say?
Yep.
Just win, baby.
Well, I mean, look at it this way, right? If you're so hung up on passing, he's 7th in passing yards, okay? He's 3rd to last in interceptions thrown, okay?
Yep.
He's 5th in completion percentage. He's 8th in quarterback rating. If you're so, enamored with the throwing part of this thing, then all those numbers are spectacular. He's second in rushing yards. He's first in rushing touchdowns. You know, he's got the second best winning percentage since week 8 of last year.
Unbelievable.
That's all I need. I'm good. I don't need anything else for my quarterback.
Nothing.
He has played excellent. I'm thrilled with the way that he's played this year. And
no question about
is
it.
Playing, period.
My only concern, I brought it up yesterday on the show. I'm looking at Adams' exploits. Not crazy about the rugby scrums at the goal line. He's taking unnecessary headshots. That's what I brought up.
I won't
That's
argue
what
that.
I brought up. Again, the game's on the line. You have a kamikaze safety or linebacker standing back there. What's the first? What do you got to do? Meet him at that goal line. Do not let him get it. At some point, these fluke injuries. So far he survived this stuff.
Yeah.
But at one point, there's going to be a helmet to helmet head on, and you're talking about jamming neck vertebrae and stuff. And I don't want to see that. And I don't want to hear that.
I hear you. Look, and Barrett, I know you are very passionate about this too. So I'll let you get your say, and then I'll jump in. The whole do you dial him back notion.
Right. Why would you want to take away the intangibles in which you say got him to where he is? Why would he want to do that? All we talked about, well, look at his intangibles. The only reason he's a quarterback on this team, he's starting quarterback on this team because his intangibles, his ability to run, his ability to make good decisions. That's all we talked about. But now he's put it together where he can now pass, read defenses, execute the offense any way you want to execute it. So now that he can pass, you want to take away the intangibles that made him who he is. It doesn't make sense. It won't make him a better quarterback. It'll make him a worse quarterback. Don't make him a drop back quarterback. Keep him doing what's got him to this point. He is a weapon. Mm-hmm. He's a weapon that can throw, can read coverage, has touch passes, can throw the ball deep, can throw intermediate passes, makes great decisions. The first down pass he threw to when he checked Dallas Goedert, he checked it to a 3-step drop. Got back, they brought the blitz. They ran a zone blitz. They put up like they were going to cover 0 for an all-out blitz. Everybody was on the line of scrimmage. At the snap of the ball, they drop back. They still send 5, but they have a free hitter in the outside cap blitz, which is the cornerback coming. He checks to a 3-step drop and gets the ball out of his hand, knowing he's going to take a hit from that free blitzer, and gets it to Dallas Goedert. Goddard takes it and takes it for 16. They only needed 11. He got 16. That's him checking to the play. That's him executing the offense. How about when we played against Jacksonville? It's 8 seconds left until they're going into to halftime.
Right.
He checks it to a play. He doesn't go to the open side where where the numbers are, but he trusted that Smith would make a play on the ball. And what happens? They go in, get a touchdown, go into halftime, 7 points up. I mean, he's just making great decisions. So why take away with what he does best? Just add to it. Yes, you can be cautious, but you can get hit inside the pocket. Randall Cunningham, his worst injury was inside the pocket. Mm-hmm. I'm blocking on Monday night. I'm going against Harris, and we're battling. And all of a sudden, I hear something pop. And I turn around and I look on the ground. It's my quarterback, Rodney Peete. Nobody even touched him. Inside the pocket, fumbled the ball, blew his Achilles. I heard it pop. Inside the pocket. If it's your time to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. You can't stop that from happening. Yeah,
and I will say this to add to both of your points, which I think are fair. Certainly you're concerned, Derek. I get it, and I get where you're coming from, Barrett. Like
a lot of people concerned, though. Not just Derek, there's a lot of people concerned.
No, right. I got you. And by the way, Phillies just go up 1-0 on a clutch hit by Bohm the other way. I love Alec Bohm. I love the guy.
No, it wasn't Bohm. It was your favorite guy.
No, it was Bohm.
Castellanos.
Right, Bohm just got a hit though. Did he make it 2-0? I think it was Bohm.
Is it 2-0? It is. Let's see here. Since
Bohm just singled to right. Yeah.
So you just got another hit then.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there you go. So Philly's up 2-0 early. That's huge to jump on that kind of lead, for sure.
You said you wanted to start fast.
There you go.
Going crazy.
Get on top of them early.
All right. So real quick, just to kind of play both sides real quick, and I'm not even trying to do like the devil's advocate here thing, but like I agree with that. The last thing I want to do is take away a real strength of what this guy is, and it's a strength.
Yes.
Okay, like you would never even. We don't ever have this conversation with Lamar Jackson where people are like, "Dude, dial it back, just throw." We don't. And I do think on the quarterback sneaks, even though there's a lot of men in there. There's a lot going on there. I think he doesn't really take like nasty shots with those usually.
No,
and
it's
such an automatic. I'm good. Do I think you need to run him 20 times a game? No, I think there's a smart, happy medium, with it. And he's not reckless. He doesn't share the Michael Vick trait where he's trying to take on big dudes and win that. So I get it. I honestly get it from both of your sides. I swear to you. I think there's something to be said for let's be careful and preserve this cat, but also let's let him be him. At Randall's old hat, let me be me.
So what would be a nice balance for you guys?
10
for him running. 10. Okay.
I can live
now,
with 10.
Is it called design 10 or is it 10 mixed in with all right, some I'm going to get a first down on a scramble, it's a scramble drill. I'm going to get a first down. Yep. And also called runs. You want to just right. I can see that. I mean, I'm good with that. I'm
Absolutely.
good with that.
I think that's a good number, man.
8 to 10. It's a fair number.
Yeah, it's a good number. And everything. Let me put it to you this way: I don't think Jalen or the team had any game plan for him to run as much as he ran Week 1 against Detroit. He had to run. He had to. He
had to win the game. Yeah,
and it won the game. Yeah. So, all right. So, run through some Eagles stuff here, guys. They're 5th in scoring at 27 per game. They're 4th in rushing, 160 per game. 7th in passing, almost 260 per game. That's offensively. Defensively, they're giving up 17.6, which is 7th in the NFL. They're allowing 105 per game on the ground, which is 10th, still really good. And they're only allowing 189.4 passing per game, which is 5th. So they still rank in the top 10 in everything in your 6 main categories on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. They are down to 4th in sacks after this week because some teams had some big numbers, including the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys and Niners.
Yeah, both. And Tampa's ahead of them too. So they're still, 4th is a very respectable number. What you'd like to see, it spread out a little bit more, not 9 against Washington and 1 against the Cardinals. You'd like to see a little bit more effectiveness, per game. And look, we all know that wasn't a work of art on Sunday, and they still won on the road against a team that was in the playoffs last year.
But it means something to them, though. That's why I'm in a good place because it means something to them. It means something that they didn't play up to their expectations. I saw the same signs when they won against Detroit that they were going to go in and fix what they didn't do right.
Right.
They didn't tackle. They fixed tackling. They didn't, really throw the ball right. The offensive line to protect them right. They came in and they fixed that. Those are things that you can self-correct that this team is good at doing. You know what I mean?
You're right. I think the great example is that Week 1. Week 1, they sort of knew they got away with one a little bit, right?
Yep.
And they came out and they were phenomenal Week 2. And I know they didn't put up a ton of points, but they were really good on both sides of the ball against the Vikings. I think we're going to see a similar approach. Now, I think the Cowboys are better than the Vikings. I don't think me saying that doesn't mean the Eagles are going to kill the Cowboys.
You know what? That's one of my 10 points. One of my 10 points is everybody's on this Dallas team.
Okay.
Dallas is not as good as everybody's saying. They're
offensively, no.
No, defensively, they generate pressure schematically.
Mm-hmm.
Schematically, they generate pressure, and they got great get off. You can tell their coaches get off the rock, man.
Yes.
Those guys,
and that's
they're well coached.
That's a huge reason. That's a huge reason why they're 4-1 because of their front getting off the ball as quick as they do, and forcing an offense to make decisions a lot sooner than they want to.
Quicker.
No, you're right. People, because it ended ugly as a head coach in Atlanta, kind of disrespected Dan Quinn. He's a very good defensive coordinator.
No question. No question.
You can see it when you watch those guys.
And those guys want to play for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll you're going to give us some of the things that they do well in a second here.
Absolutely.
But no, look, this is a good team, man. A good team defensively. I'm sorry. Let me be real clear about that. A good team defensively for sure. Are you guys surprised at all? we've touched on it yesterday, but I want to get a little bit more in depth. Eagles are 5-point favorites. Does that feel about right to you or heavy, Barrett?
I feel as that might be a little heavy until I looked at the film.
Okay.
And the Eagles do have a better team. That offensive line that they played against the Rams absolutely sucks.
They're terrible. They're a mess. The Rams are a mess.
Yes. So it looks worse than what it really is.
Okay.
Don't be disillusioned that they're that good. You know what I'm saying? Don't be disillusioned. They are good, but they're not that good. I mean,
sorry, Barrett. Go ahead, finish your point.
Meaning that offensive line is atrocious. They couldn't block their way out of a wet paper bag. They'll be going against a formidable offensive line in ours. You're not going to be able to move that. Jacksonville and Dallas have virtually the same scheme. What they try to do is the same thing. They try to move their guys because their guys are smaller. So in order to combat them being smaller, you move guys around, make the offensive line move their feet. Well, our guys can move their feet. Our guys can block. Our guys can stymie them. Please believe that they're going to, this will be a totally different game than what you saw this last week.
Our guys were a lot healthier too when they played Jacksonville compared to this game.
That's fair.
See, we don't know how healthy this line is right now. That's a big difference.
Touche.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah. And you're right. I will argue anybody on the planet that Eagles have orchestrated one of the, if not the best offensive line in the National Football League when they are healthy. But they are not healthy. Like a lot of teams aren't healthy right now, but they're about to face a healthy NASCAR fast Dallas defensive front. And we don't know how many patches of super glue they're going to have to put in to hold that offensive line together. We don't. And, if Andre Dillard was available, feel a little bit better about it. But when you talked about the possibility
of your third string tackle,
he might be.
Yeah,
I don't think he is yet.
No, I don't think they're completely discounting Mailata yet either.
No, they're not. No,
we don't know.
No.
I mean, that's
what I'm saying.
They're off today. Right, we'll get a better handle on kind of where things are injury-wise tomorrow, I think, as the week progresses.
Well, Sirianni basically doesn't tip his hand. We may not know till Friday or Saturday how healthy.
But we'll know at least if they're practicing.
Well, we didn't even know my Maddox was not playing in the game till Friday when I wrote my.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
I was writing my report, my breakdown report, and all of a sudden it comes across Maddox is not playing. I'm like, what? This changes everything that I just wrote.
Yeah,
I had to rewrite my prediction.
Total game change. And he affects everything so much. Yes. When they were able to overcome it against Jacksonville, you saw them missing him a little bit last week. For sure.
You saw him missing a lot.
Yeah, and it affected the others. I thought last week too, especially Slay. I mean, there was a lot going on there last week. You think about it from this perspective for a minute. You're missing, correct me if I'm wrong. Who else was there? Maddox on that side of the ball.
Maddox. Slay left early.
But I'm saying last week.
So last week? No, last week.
Just Maddox, right?
Maddox wasn't there, yes.
But the other side, you're missing 2 left tackles. You're doing your third left tackle. Your center's out for a stretch. Your guard is out for a stretch. Like that's a lot. And you still won.
Right. You still won. You won. You still won. And I a lot of people said that they thought that there was a possibility they might lose. I never thought that they were going to lose that game. I'm just telling you the truth. I knew that they would pick up and they were going to win the game. I just had that feeling in this game. I got the same feeling. I think they're going to win this game. I think they'll win this game convincingly. They'll have a better effort than they gave. They'll have a better effort in winning this game better than they had last week.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's my prediction.
On that note, I want to come back and dive into the Cowboys really heavily into them. Some of the numbers are going to surprise you, I think. And then we'll get into, what the Eagles need, what they can attack on both sides of the ball, all those kind of things when we get back. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk Cowboys, Eagles when we get back. Derek, Barrett, Rob, Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Let's talk Flynn Tree Services, because Flynn Tree Services is an experienced licensed, and insured Pennsylvania tree services company that will trim or remove any unwanted trees off of your property. They offer cost-effective solutions to any tree problem that you may face. So if you have any type of tree issue on your property or in your yard, if you do, they're just a quick phone call away. They are experts at trimming all types of trees, and they serve southeastern PA, South Jersey, and northern Delaware. Flynn Tree Services specializes in tree removal, stump grinding, and tree pruning. Now, keep in mind, we're in this time of year, some nasty storms, hurricane season, etc. You want to get your trees evaluated now so you don't have any issues as the season progresses. Go to their Facebook or Instagram page for more information or a sampling of their work. Give Flynn Tree Services a call at 610-850-2848. That's 610-850-2848, or online at flynntreeservices.com. That's flynntreeservices.com.